Welcome back, Admin 399 students. Today we're talking about topic proposals. I've got with me Stephen Harris. Stephen, please come have a seat.
Hi, Jonathan.
Good to see you. I'm well, thank you.
Good.
Welcome to the 399 website.
Excellent. Happy to be here.
So, Stephen is going to give you a little bit of a lowdown on what is included in a good topic proposal. And I've got a few questions for Stephen as we explore this topic.
Thanks. Well, the first thing to think about when you're picking a topic to study for Admin 399 is, has there been something that you have studied in your program here at Selkirk over the past couple of years that was of interest to you? Did you talk about social media marketing in e-commerce or in marketing class? But you only talked about it for a week or two, and that's really of interest. You want to take a deep dive into what that really means. Were you intrigued by something that happened in human resources in Admin 286 around employee performance management, and you want to do a real heavy look into what the latest thinking is about how to manage employee performance? You get to decide what topic is of importance to you. It's a really crucial piece. In terms of what you're submitting and handing in, the topic proposal is probably the smallest actual thing that you're submitting in terms of number of words. But it's also probably the most important thing, because if you don't pick a decent topic that is really broad, that has lots of research to it, and that has enough focus that you can study in on it, you'll find yourself in some trouble. So there's a balancing act between finding a topic that has evidence written about it, but not a topic that is so broad that you can't research it.
So tell me, Stephen, you talk about a topic that's too broad for research to be done about it. I want to know, why go into business in Canada?
That might be one of those topics that is very broad. What has happened in past courses, past versions of this class, when I've had students who have been determined to take a very broad topic like that, factors of, what is a factor of success for a restaurant? The expectation is, if you tell me you're going to study about success factors in restaurants, or why open a business in Canada, this very broad topic, my expectation is you're going to research and tell me everything there is to know about that topic. So if you have proposed you're going to write a paper that tells me all about why to open a business in Canada, I'm going to be expecting about a 600-page paper full of detailed references, and that's probably too much to try and do.
Doesn't sound like what I want to do.
I think what we want to try to figure out is, what is a more specific question? And so if we think of a really broad question of, what makes a restaurant successful? Or why open a business in Canada? Huge topic. If we try to narrow it down to say, what are the factors of success for opening a Southern Indian restaurant on Columbia Avenue in Castlegar? That's too narrow. You're not going to find research there. So we have to find that sort of middle ground where there's a topic that has been studied by others before, that is interesting enough that you can dig into it, and that is specific enough that you can actually research it without being so narrow that there's nothing there.
So would you be looking instead for something that would perhaps question what are some of the biggest productivity factors in wait staff?
Exactly. That's the kind of stuff where you can find that you start to narrow it down. And this is where, before you get into submitting the topic proposal, that library research log is a good way to sort of test the water a little bit. You can figure out whether your general idea has enough material to be studyable, or on the flip side, if your idea has so much material that you'll never be able to sort through it all.
So for instance, if the only response I find to why go into business in Canada is 2 or 3 articles that were written in the Globe and Mail about people moving to Canada and starting a business, this might not be enough research to get into an in-depth study on the topic.
Exactly, and it's very difficult to know what is out there until you go take a look. And so before you commit to your topic, do the library research log, explore a little bit, have that consultation with either Jonathan or myself to talk about what topic it is. One of the things that I like to push on students is explain why you want to study that topic. And that might help kind of filter down to what you're actually interested in. If your actual interest is starting a restaurant, and you've got some concerns about how do you have productive staff, for example, maybe that's what you're really looking to study. And so answering those why questions, well, why do you want to study this topic, and why is that important to you? And so that might be where we have the consultation, where your instructors can help you refine and shape that topic a little bit. Because if we pick the wrong topic, you can end up in a world of hurt trying to get the rest of your project done.
Right. So what we're talking about is consequences and making sure that you've set yourself up for success from the beginning.
Exactly. Take the time to do a smart look at what your topic proposal will be. It sets you up for success or failure for the rest of the course.
Excellent. Thank you, Stephen.
Thanks, Jonathan.